I seek protection in God from the accursed Satan. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to journey into the heart of one of the Qur'an's most beautiful chapters, Surah Ar-Rahman, which is named for the most merciful himself. We're going to explore its profound descriptions of paradise, but not just as some far-off place. Think of it more like an intimate map for the soul's journey, a journey that takes us from a state of awe to one of true intimacy.
So let's start with this one big question, because it really frames everything we're going to talk about. What if these verses aren't just describing a reward in the future? What if they're actually a guide to our own inner world? A way to understand the states of our own hearts, right here, right now. Let's dive into that idea together.
You know, what's so amazing about this surah is how it masterfully shifts its tone. It starts out with this grand cosmic scale, talking about creation, accountability, the power of God. But then it changes. The conversation becomes so intimate, almost like a love song between the merciful and the soul, inviting us away from pure awe and into a state of deep personal love.
So we're really talking about two fundamental divine qualities here. There's majesty, or jalal, that's the power, the awe-inspiring cosmic scale of everything. And then there's intimacy, or jamal, that's the nearness, the beauty, the tenderness. Our journey today will explore two different gardens described in the surah, and you'll see how each one is a perfect reflection of one of these states. All right, so our journey begins in the first garden. This is a paradise that's born from a really profound sense of reverence. And just to be clear, this isn't about terror. It's about that deep, heart-trembling awareness that you're standing in the presence of the divine.
Just listen to the rhythm of these words. After all the thunder and warnings in the earlier parts of the surah, the whole tone just softens, doesn't it? The imagery becomes lush, vibrant, full of life. It's a direct response, a reward, for a very specific state of the heart.
So on the surface, the imagery is just breathtaking. You have these two gardens, which might suggest a duality. You know, the paradise you can see and the unseen nearness to God you can feel. The abundant branches speak of life, of vitality, almost like mercy itself branching out to cover everything. The flowing springs are all about constant renewal, and the fruits and pears, well, that points to balance, harmony, and a sense of completeness being restored.
Now, the key that really unlocks this first garden is this concept of khawf. This isn't fear like we think of it, not at all. It's awe, it's reverence, it's the humility you feel when you truly get that you're in the presence of the source of all being. It's that deep, gut feeling that every single breath you take is a gift, a borrowed light.
And this is where we get to the really deep inner meaning. Many commentators say these two gardens are states that actually bloom inside of us. There's the outer garden, the paradise we earn through our good deeds and obedience. And then there's the inner garden, the one we find through sincerity, when our heart finds total peace. They're really two sides of the very same coin.
I mean, just let that sink in. What a powerful statement. For the person who lives in this state of reverent awareness, both this world and the next become a paradise. Awe isn't just a key to some distant reward, it's the key that transforms your reality right now. So once we've entered that garden of awe, the soul is invited to go even deeper. We start to move from that trembling reverence of khawf to a state of profound closeness and love. This is the garden of intimacy, where the soul can finally rest.
Notice the shift in the imagery here? It's huge. We've moved from flowing springs and growing trees to couches, comfort, and this radiant, gentle beauty. The whole atmosphere is one of complete peace and tranquility. This is the paradise of intimacy. The details here are just so rich with meaning. Reclining, that just screams rest after a long journey, right? Peace as a reward. Fruits within reach. This suggests that all the striving is over. It's been replaced by ease. The companions of modest gaze bring a sense of purity and deep serenity. And that description, like rubies and coral, speaks to a kind of beauty that's transparent and just glows from within. And again, you can see how these outer images point to these profound inner states. To recline on a couch is to find that rest that comes from complete surrender to God. For fruits to be within reach,
Well, that's the soul beginning to see divine qualities realized within itself. See, it's not just a description of a physical place. It's the heart finally finding its home in the divine presence.
So, you might be wondering, what connects these two gardens? What's the underlying principle that governs this entire journey from awe to intimacy? Well, it's a single, powerful verse that acts as the moral and spiritual heartbeat of the entire surah.
This is the axis on which everything turns. It's a rhetorical question, and the answer is so profoundly obvious that it literally shapes reality itself. It's a fundamental law of existence. Goodness is met with goodness. Mercy is met with mercy. It's as simple and as powerful as that.
And the word for this type of goodness is ihsan. And this isn't just about doing a good deed. It's about excellence. It's about performing an act of beauty and kindness as if you are standing in the very presence of God. And this verse tells us that ihsan is both the action we offer and the divine response we receive. It's a perfect, beautiful circle.
This reveals such a beautiful harmony between the world we see and the world we don't. You know, physical laws like action and reaction, they're just a mirror of this spiritual law. The balance we see in the cosmos is the exact same balance that governs our souls. Goodness for goodness, it's the elegant design of reality itself.
Okay, so we've journeyed through these incredible gardens, from the majesty of awe to the tenderness of intimacy. Now, the most important part. Let's bring this whole journey home and make it practical, personal, and real for every single one of us.
Because this is the essential question, isn't it? If these gardens are truly states of the heart, then how do we start planting their seeds and watering their roots in our everyday lives? How do we access that reality today?
And the beautiful, incredible implication here is that we don't have to wait. The journey to paradise doesn't begin the moment life ends. It begins the moment we awaken to the presence of God in our lives. The moment we choose to live from a place of awe and respond with goodness.
And this is how we do it. Every single time you extend a branch of kindness to someone, especially when no one is looking, you are cultivating that garden of awe. Every time you find a spring of gratitude bubbling up in your heart, you were there. When you truly forgive someone, you are touching the rich brocade of those couches of intimacy. And when you look at another person and see the inner beauty in them, you are mirroring the radiant light of ruby and coral.
So let's just end with this prayer, this quiet, intimate conversation with the Lord of the Gardens. May our fear flower into love, and may our awe ripen into peace. May every single thing we do be an act of ihsan, a reflection of goodness that invites more goodness in return, allowing us to recline in His nearness right here and right now. Amen.